The story begins with a group of friends enjoying a party at night. However, one girl among them sits quietly, looking deeply upset. When her friends notice her distress and ask what is wrong, she reveals that a new app has launched on the market that claims to predict the exact time of the user's death. She explains that she downloaded it that morning, and upon opening it, the app revealed she has exactly 15 days left to live. Hearing this, her friends laugh it off as a joke. Amused, they all decide to download the app themselves. They even place a bet. According to the app, whoever is destined to die first must finish all the drinks on the table alone. Before downloading, a user agreement, the terms and conditions, appears on their screens. Like most people, they accept it without reading a single word. They take turns showing each other their remaining time. Some have 20 years left, others 60. However, a girl named Courtney looks visibly shaken. When she shows her phone, the app indicates she has only 3 hours left. Once the countdown hits 0, she will die. Courtney's fate. Courtney is terrified, but her friends reassure her that it is just a prank app. Since she has the least amount of time, she loses the bet and is supposed to drink everything. Just then, her boyfriend, Evan, arrives and drinks all the alcohol on her behalf. After the party, Courtney gets into the car with Evan. Because he drank too much, he is heavily intoxicated. Worried and already spooked by the app, Courtney refuses to let him drive and decides to walk home instead. Evan angrily drives off, leaving her behind. Suddenly, Courtney's phone chimes with a notification. User agreement broken. Confused and terrified, she quickens her pace. Soon, a man in a dark coat begins stalking her. Her phone alerts her that she has only 7 minutes left. She rushes inside her house, but eerie sounds echo through the rooms. Frustrated by the constant alerts, she turns her phone off, but it powers back on by itself to resume the countdown. Ultimately, an unseen, monstrous force pulls Courtney into the air and drops her to her death the exact second the countdown hits 0. Meanwhile, Evan crashes his car. He survives, but a massive wooden branch pierces through the passenger seat, the exact spot where Courtney would have been sitting. The story shifts to a hospital, where a newly qualified nurse named Quinn goes to check on a patient. She discovers the patient has left his room without eating. Knowing where he might be, she tracks him down. The patient is Evan, Courtney's boyfriend. Evan is hysterical. He tells Quinn about the countdown app and how his girlfriend died at the exact second it predicted. Quinn tries to calm him down, dismissing it as a tragic coincidence, and urges him to prepare for his upcoming surgery. Evan refuses. He downloaded the app too, and it says he has only 19 hours left, which aligns perfectly with the time of his surgery. He is convinced he will die on the operating table. Later, the hospital staff, including the chief physician Dr. Sullivan, surprise Quinn with a cake to celebrate her passing her nursing exams. During the celebration, Quinn mentions Evan's app. Amused, the staff members download it to check their own lifespans. Dr. Sullivan is delighted to see he is predicted to live until 90. That evening, Quinn receives a notification prompting her to download the app. Brushing it off, she downloads it, accepts the terms and conditions without reading them, and is horrified to see she has only 2 days left to live. The next day, a panicked Evan decides to flee the hospital to avoid his surgery. The moment he leaves his room, his phone alerts him, user agreement broken. Here, the horrific rules of the app become clear. Once a user knows their time of death, they cannot attempt to alter fate. Courtney broke the agreement by walking home, Evan broke it by fleeing his surgery. As Evan runs, he sees a dark entity in the mirror reflection. The lights go out, and he hears footsteps. Shining his phone's flashlight, he sees a demonic version of Courtney. He trips down the stairs, drops his phone, and the demon throws him over the railing to his death. Quinn learns of Evan's death and realizes his 19 hours were up. To confirm her suspicions, she sneaks into the morgue, uses Evan's corpse to bypass his phone's facial recognition, and sees the countdown at 0. Terribly shaken, she notices Evan's corpse suddenly turn its head to look at her. Knowing she has less than a day left, Quinn deduces that her upcoming trip to her mother's grave with her father will end in a fatal car crash. To cheat death, she calls her father and cancels the trip. Instantly, her phone alerts her, user agreement broken. Things take a darker turn when Dr. Sullivan calls Quinn into his office and attempts to sexually assault her. She escapes and tries to report him, but Dr. Sullivan manipulates the situation, framing Quinn and getting her fired instead. Quinn searches the internet and finds videos of other victims. She breaks her phone in frustration and spends the night sleeping in her car. The next morning, her younger sister, Jordan, notices the broken phone, which is still counting down. To Quinn's horror, Jordan has also downloaded the app and has even less time than Quinn. Quinn goes to a mobile store to buy a new phone, hoping to escape the app. However, the moment she powers on the new device, the app installs itself automatically and cannot be deleted. There, she meets a man named Matt, who is facing the exact same dilemma, and his countdown ends before hers. After a near-fatal encounter with the unseen entity in her car, Matt helps Quinn, and they team up. They realize they need to read the terms and conditions they skipped. They trick a local addict into downloading the app, and Quinn intercepts the phone to read the fine print. The clause explicitly states that attempting to change the user's destined fate violates the agreement. Seeking answers, they consult Father John, an eccentric priest fascinated by demonology. He relates their situation to an ancient Latin tale about a prince who sought to know his death from a gypsy woman to avoid a battle. When the prince sent his brother to fight in his place, a demon named Ozan stalked and killed him at his designated hour anyway. Father John explains that the app is simply a modern manifestation of Ozan. To defeat the curse, Quinn and Matt pay Dave, the cynical mobile store owner, to hack the app. Dave successfully bypasses the encryption and gains access to the database. They alter their lifespans, adding over 70 years to their clocks. Quinn also finds Jordan's name and extends her life. Relieved, Quinn and Matt spend the night together in a protective circle, sharing their grief over past traumas, Matt losing his brother to illness, and Quinn losing her mother in a car accident. However, the demon attacks them in the night, and they discover that the app has automatically reset their countdowns back to their original fatal times. Father John devises a new strategy. If they can prove the app wrong by even 1 second, the contract is invalidated, and the curse will be broken. They draw a protective warding circle in a basement. When Matt's countdown nears its end, Ozan arrives and uses illusions, taking the form of Matt's deceased younger brother to lure him out of the circle. Matt steps out, is pulled into the darkness, and is run over by a speeding vehicle right as his clock hits 0. Devising a loophole. With Jordan's countdown ticking away, Quinn takes her injured sister to the hospital. Seeing the corrupt Dr. Sullivan, Quinn realizes a loophole. Sullivan is supposed to live for decades. If she kills him right now, the app's prediction will be false, and the curse will break. She lures Dr. Sullivan to a secluded area of the hospital under the pretense of compliance and attacks him. However, right before she can deliver a fatal dose of morphine, Ozan intervenes and saves Sullivan, protecting his destined timeline. With only 2 minutes left for Jordan, Ozan corners them, taking the form of Quinn's late mother to manipulate her. Realizing the deception, Quinn takes the ultimate gamble. She injects herself with the lethal dose of morphine, dying before her scheduled time. By dying early, Quinn successfully breaks the app's coding. Ozan is defeated and vanishes into smoke. Jordan, noticing a message written on Quinn's arm regarding an antidote, quickly administers Narcan, a morphine counteragent, into Quinn's chest. Quinn gasps back to life. The aftermath. With the curse broken, Dr. Sullivan's crimes are exposed by other nurses, and he is arrested. Quinn, Jordan, and their father finally visit their mother's grave in peace. However, as Quinn's phone vibrates, she looks down to see a notification for an automatic software update completion. Countdown 2.0 has finished downloading. The nightmare is far from over.